Alright, here's the plan. We got a bar light from Nilite. Really long, awesome bar. We're going to put it on the front of this '07 Jeep Liberty. We like to put it right here instead of on the hood. I mean on the roof, but there's only one little tiny piece of metal, and I've seen them on the front of Jeep Liberties before, but I don't know how you keep it from being flimsy. I mean, I can simply drill holes through it and reach underneath to put bolts on it, but we're not sure yet. So we're working on that plan right now. We took the grill off because, hand me that grill. We took the grill off because, that's my next to the oldest. You need to make sure that you'll be able to get this thing back off when you put the light on. So it drops down in the grooves right there, so it simply has to come up a little bit and then out. So it doesn't have to go far. And to take the grill off, you just pop the snaps off right here, 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 and everything like that. So our next challenge is how we're going to bolt that on. Okay, on the '07 Liberty, the only way to do this other than running lag bolts in there, which you don't want to do, because someone can easily steal it. We drilled our holes, there's our bolt, but we need it coming back up through the bottom. No, we don't. We need it like that through the end of our bar light so we can put our nut and lock washer on the other side. So we remove this screw and this screw, and we unsnapped all this. So you can reach under there and feel where the nut's going to go on the back side and get it started at least. So we're going to try that. Then you put your little rubber washer on there and you run your nuts through, your bolt through there, and we're going to see if we got it kind of sort of lined up. And if we do, we flipped it to get the wires to make sure the wires are on that side. I had it upside down, which doesn't matter. Okay, it's not going to stand there by itself, so you just got to hold it. Now I'm going to try to reach around here and get the nut started. There's not a lot to fool with, so I'm not sure how sturdy it's going to be, but it will be on there. It won't just fall off. Okay, plan number G. What we had to do was remove these off of here and here to drop the bumper out a little bit, because there's absolutely no way to get your hand in there. Absolutely not. Now I can get my hand around there, because you got to get a wrench in there to tighten the nut up. So we did it on both sides. Chances are we'll have to go back to the hardware store or O'Reilly's or somewhere and buy some more of those, but that's not a big deal. We're going to get this light on here in a minute. Just hang around and watch. Okay. Plan whatever comes after G. Those bolts are not long enough with this on there to even go through this piece of plastic, to reach down through there, through the plastic, and out the other side with a lock washer and the nut. So plan on buying some more hardware too. Okay, I was wrong, so I'll walk around corrected. There's 2 layers of plastic in here. I had to squeeze them together a little more, but I did take the rubber off there because it is not needed, because we don't care if water gets through there, because this whole thing's a hunk of plastic anyway. You know that if you own one of these. So now we're just going to tighten them up. It is metric, of course. It is a 13. So you just, wrong way. Then you just snug them up on there over and over and over and over. Then we're going to put it all back together and we'll show you what it looks like. Okay, we got the front back on. So what I want to show you is the clips that we used before. I can actually use them again. You just pop the top up a little bit, then they'll seat back in. Then when you get them in there, you just smash them back down. So anyway, there's that. Okay, there it is. Actually, in all reality, if I had a good plan to begin with, we're only probably 10 minutes into it, 10-15 minutes. We just pulled some extra parts off intentionally to make it easier for us, because I didn't want that joker flip-flopping around when you drive down the road. It's my son's wagon. So far it's hanging on good. Now he's just got to hold a battery in his hand and hook that up when he drives. I'm just kidding, we're going to hook that up now. Okay, we're actually going to read the directions. Nilite wiring harness. Let's see how easy this is. It tells you exactly where everything goes. It's even color coded. The reds are red, and everything's attached to one wiring harness with the exception of the switches, or the switch. So we'll stretch this out to get it to look like that. So there that is. Let's see how accurate everything is. Here is the one to the left, so it does lay out kind of pretty clear cut. So this one is power to the battery, positive, and this one is negative to the battery. So we have that much established. Okay, what we did was went ahead and put together the parts that are going to go on the dash, so we'll know which wires to run through the firewall. So we'll figure that out. We got those actually figured out, and there they all are. You're going to have your middle is your white. White goes to the middle, then it says red to copper and white to gold. The trick is, I just lined it up to match the name there because there are no color differences in gold, middle, and copper. I'm not sure why it says that. There are also 3 lamps on the switch, or these 2 lamps. I'm unsure what those are, but I'm not to that step yet. Okay, Nilite, if you're watching this video, next time go ahead and put these on there. All the other ends are on, but these were not. And there's no reason in the world to have such a hard thing to squeeze. No standard issue wire squeezer will squeeze that. I had to get a pair of stinking fence wires. And then if you make a mistake and you try to pull it off, it rips the wires out. So spend extra 3 cents and 5 seconds and go ahead and put those 2 connectors on there. There's no reason in the world they shouldn't be on there already. Here's the next issue. If you put this grill back on and run this through there, next time you want to change your bulbs or your headlights, this is either just going to hang off there, or you got to undo this again. You got to raise your hood and undo those 2 wires. So that is an issue. Just let you know all the things I'm anticipating here, because we're going to upgrade his bulbs in another video. But that right there was probably one of the most frustrating things. If I wasn't doing a video about this, I'd take this whole thing and break it in half. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish it. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this job. Okay, let me show you something. There's a single black wire that goes black to gold here, and then it goes to the negative. We've got it. Even if I was running straight through the firewall, which I'm not right now, I'm just going around here, it is not long enough to get inside the car. Now, if my negative terminal was over here, it might be. So, I'm looking at thinking about what's most important right now. Oh yeah, I forgot we got it. Okay, we got it. We got the bar on. We got all our wires. We're going to clean all this up. This is supposed to be screwed possibly to the firewall, but you can see how long that is right there. That wouldn't screw anywhere. So another recommendation, Nilite, put longer wires on everything. You can always wire tie them together or tape them together if they're too long. So this is our temporary setup. He's putting a switch on right now. No, the switch is you got to be looking at the name Nilite. Do you see it? Turn Nilite up where it's right side up, right next to you.
Oh, it worked.
Okay, hold on. All right, we got everything hooked up. We added another wire. This brown one was actually it replaces our black. So let's see. If it works now. It works great. Let's peel a little protective thing off. All right, turn it on. I want to see if this thing. Oh yeah, that joker is going to be awesome at night. That's it. Through all the complaining and everything. Like I say, my only complaints are about this light was that this main wire coming off this does not already have the ends on it when everything else does. True, they give them to you in a bag, but you need a railroad press to close them things. It's just too much for these little tiny pieces of wire. And the black wire that goes from the battery to the switch, from the negative to the switch, is about that long. It needs to be about that long. Anyway, I'll put the link to this thing. It's an awesome light, and it's not an expensive light. So if you're looking for a not expensive bar light, this is it. Nilite. And like I say, link will be on my in the video description. Thanks for watching this video. Alright, there it is. See how it looks. This is daylight view. Joker, throw a beam on it. All right, again, thanks for watching my videos.